Hey guys, what's up? It's WhaleMasher. I cannot get comfortable. I don't know what's going on, but I'm completely just like frustratedly uncomfortable. I'm gonna do an answer. I don't know. I'm gonna answer some comments or reply to some comments. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna reply to some comments that were posted on my previous video. That previous video was named "How Game Servers Should Be!" Exclamation mark. I'm pretty sure that's how it was named. I'm gonna read these basically in order from bottom to top, and I'm gonna try to answer them a little bit. So. SuperBob24, and sorry if I screw up some of your names, he says, I lag more on games with dedicated servers than on peer-to-peer games. Sometimes that's going to happen, at least it's going to feel like you are. Maybe you have different experiences with this than I do. But in my experience, even if I'm on a 1 bar on a dedicated as opposed to a 3 bar on a peer-to-peer, there's a good chance that my hit detection is going to be better on the dedicated server than on the peer-to-peer. That's my experience, and yours might be different. But you guys should let me know in the comments about that. QM Walton says, the problem with that idea, like you said, would be that they have to turn off XP gain on modified servers, which would mean that not many people would be interested in playing on them. The idea of custom dedicated servers worked in PC gaming before the advent of XP-based leveling systems when there was no point in boosting. Again, you're completely accurate, but on the same note, you got to take into account that people are going to end up leveling themselves up and not prestiging. Or people who do prestige are gonna once in a while want to break from, you know, what is COD as it was shipped, and they're gonna want to play something different. That's when the dedicated servers come into place. That's when the custom dedicated servers come into place is right then. You know, people are gonna level up and get bored and want to try something else. People might want to use some of the different weapons and make up a dedicated server so that they can do that before they reach the maximum level in the game. So people are definitely going to use dedicated servers, especially as the game, you know, especially as people reach their maximum level and they're tired of prestiging. JB Ranger, I'm not sure if that's how you say your name. It might be Ranger. I'm honestly not sure how you say your name. Great idea. Ads generated from the biggest selling franchise in history could easily allow for dedicated servers. As for Pacific lobbies and the variations, I think it's good, but the boosting angle must be addressed prior to anything live. Exactly. These guys sell so many copies of this game that for advertisers to not take advantage of that, if given the option, just a bad move on their part. So it's something to think about. As for the boosting, like I said previously, I believe no XP gain would be given on the custom dedicated servers. Matt something or other, you say, sorry, not going to favorite a video just because I agree with it. That's cool, man. You don't have to favorite the video just because you agree. Normally, I wouldn't ask people to. The only reason I ask people to favorite this one is because I want more people to see it. So the more people who favorite it, the more people are going to see it. I know this video isn't like, you know, something people are going to favorite just because it has awesome content. It doesn't. But throw it a favorite if you agree. If you know, you don't have to. I'm not pulling your leg or something like that. Not like just wrenching on it until it's about to snap. KO Dave says, I think the biggest plus from this for the developer is that it's going to eliminate the need for patches and updates. Big time / money saver. Exactly. As well as limiting the need to patches often, it's going to allow them to see what needs to be patched first and foremost, or what needs to be changed in the default game. Because they're going to see people starting up servers with specific settings. And if they're smart when they do this, they're going to keep track of what settings are used the most. And by doing that, they're going to see what people really want and what maybe they should look into changing in the game. I believe your name is Mind Control Pancake. If so, you said, I love the idea, but the ads wouldn't be so hot about. To buy a game and still have to deal with ads, I'd go fucking insane. It's cool with YouTube and other stuff that's free, but when you start to pay for something, you kind of expect no intrusive ads. Just a thought. I agree. I wouldn't want ads either, but when it comes down to it, I would much rather have ads that I'm just going to become ad blind to than not have dedicated servers or a bunch of extra options that I want. The ad revenue is going to continue to help them pay for dedicated servers, which honestly they're probably making enough money that they don't need that. But once you start to make money, you want more of it, and you're not just going to give something away that you don't have to if you're still going to make a bunch of money. Like if they don't make dedicated servers, they're still going to make a ton of money. But if they make dedicated servers and put ads on them, that might pay for a bunch of it, as well as help the community and the people who bought the game in the first place. I mean, look at cable television. So many people pay for cable television, and you still get advertisements on it. It's just how things go. Lockers9675 says, I like the idea, but with the dedicated servers, that would possibly cost Activation tens of millions of dollars to host millions of people. It'd be too much to take out of their own pockets, or out of their own profits, but the idea of advertisements might change their mind. I like your ideas. Thanks, man. I like my ideas too. Hey, WhaleMasher. Oh wait, this is a big one, so I don't know how I'm gonna do this. He had 3 comments, and I just put them all together. His name is Guitar Star, and I think it's actually Guitar Star. So this is 3 paragraphs. Hey, WhaleMasher, you tapped into the old engage. Let's start this one over. Hey, WhaleMasher, you tapped into the old. Holy crap! I can't read. Okay. Hey, WhaleMasher, you tapped into the golden age of online PC gaming. Battlefield 2, Counter-Strike, pre-COD series before Modern Warfare 2, just to name a few. All great games from major developers/publishers, but they never supplied the dedicated servers themselves. We the gamers had to go out and pay for them as well as maintain and govern them. It's a pipe dream for consoles, sadly. Peer-to-peer was the easiest and cheapest way to go, and it works, most times, without the complications of Microsoft/Sony would have to deal with. Also, the custom settings that you mentioned do not come natively, i.e. zombies mode, no backstabs, etc. That cool stuff was purely created from talented individuals in the PC gaming community that created each modded skin, texture, and coding. Don't get me wrong, the idea that currently exists on PC would be awesome on consoles. It's a huge extra step for devs to include. An example is DICE isn't shipping with mod tools anymore for PC due to the complication with their new engine. On top of the bad peer-to-peer system, hit detection fails in Black Ops. It's Treyarch's doing. Their net coding and latency compensation is one of, if not the main culprit here. Okay, so I'm gonna head back up to the top. And you're absolutely right. I am going back to the golden age of online PC gaming. I don't know at what point things changed, because I kind of took a break from gaming. But, you know, I started gaming long before probably most people watching this, back on Commodore 64 and Atari. The regular Nintendo Entertainment System and the Sega Master System, moving up to like the Super Nintendo and the Sega Genesis and all kinds of consoles. And then I hit PC gaming around the time that Doom and Wolfenstein and all those first-person shooters came out, the really good first-person shooters. And we played multiplayer on this. You had to connect via your modems to each other, dial-up, or you all had to be in the same room on the same network to be able to do it. Now things changed as they progressed, and PC gaming got, much better, and it became online with the invention of the internet and stuff like that being so big at the time, or just becoming really big when all these other games like Quake and I guess Duke Nukem was pretty much dial-up, but Quake and Unreal Tournament, that's what I'm thinking of. When these came out, it was huge, and the modding scene became huge. And the things that were changed in these games and the things that you could do were amazing. The ability to change whatever you wanted just changed like the gaming industry at that time. And these free mods were coming out, and you could download like new single player game, and you could download like new map packs and just all this stuff for free. Like I used to make map packs for Battlefield 1942, I think it was called. And yeah, it really was the golden age, and that stuff needs to come back. Now, you're also completely correct that, they never supplied the dedicated servers. Typically, these dedicated servers that we had were supplied by people who you knew in the community, like people in your own little clan or your own little group of friends. Or, what would happen is these people would go to work and they would install the server that came with the server software that came with the game on their work computers, and they'd run it in the background and not tell anyone at work that they were doing it. Because at work they had like T1 lines and stuff, which were like amazing back then, and T3, like, oh my god, you have a T3 line? Like, that was insane. And so they would install these dedicated servers at work and just let them run off of their work computers and use their work's bandwidth, and then come home and they could control the server from home, and everyone could play on it, and it was amazing. And yeah, the custom settings and stuff, a lot of them don't come natively. The thing is what I'm asking for can all be done through an INI file. As long as they put the options in, All you need to do is edit an INI file or a configuration file. You could easily do that like on the internet. You could log on to Xbox Live and go to your account and click on, you know, whatever game, Modern Warfare 3, and say create dedicated server or create custom server configuration file, and you could go through every single option and change it. You could change bullet penetration damage. You could change the percentage of damage that a bullet will do. You could change how fast the rate of fire is on a gun, how many kill streaks or how many kills it takes to get a specific streak. You could just enter all these in as numbers, and when the server starts, it's gonna use those numbers instead of the default numbers. So it's not like it's really using a whole lot more room on the system, because you're not including new skins. You're not modding the game. You're customizing your damages and your percentages and what things can do, but you're not literally modifying the game and telling it to do something that it shouldn't be able to do. You're not telling the game to allow you to run through a wall that you shouldn't be allowed to run through. You're not telling the game to allow you to do to use a different skin. You know, it's all gonna be stuff that's already within the game, just more customized to suit your playstyle. Like, you're not going to be creating a new type of game mode, really. I mean, you sort of can with like Michael Myers, and you know, you can do like the whole zombie game that people like. Oh, I think that's what you mean by zombie mode and stuff didn't come natively. What I'm talking about when I say zombie is there's an actual like online private server that you can download, like private server file that it's called like Zombie or something like that, and you can play like a zombie game where they move really slowly, but other people can move quicker. It's a multiplayer thing, not the zombie that comes with the game. As far as hit detection failing in Black Ops, it totally does. The latency compensation that they've used is terrible. I don't know what happened, but it didn't work out so well. All right, so next, Eastsider. So you're basically talking about mods, but pay the $10 a month for your own server isn't a realistic idea. On PC, you can rent servers, but they cost way more. You're absolutely right. Renting a PC server is a lot more than $10 a month. However, PC servers, when you rent them, or any dedicated server that you rent right now, is typically online 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Our servers aren't going to be like that. Our servers are only going to be on while there's people on the server. As soon as the last person leaves that server shuts down and opens up a slot for someone else to create another server on. So it's not like they're going to be up 365 days a year. They're only going to be up for maybe, you know, okay, some of these servers are going to be up a lot. Like if it's set up in a way that people really, really like it, these servers are going to be up, like some of them maybe 24 hours a day, maybe. But most of them are only going to be up for like 2 or 3 hours a day, maybe even less than that. And there's going to be people who are paying $10 a month to do this who only play a couple of hours a month. And then they're just going to be making a killing off of that. Okay, I think your name is Merca007. Dedicated servers, yes. Individual mods, no. When I want to jump on and play, I don't want to have to wade through or search lobbies to play a game. You wouldn't have to. If you just want to play, you can just go into regular matchmaking. The whole browser would be a separate option to find exactly what you want to play, to be more accurate and to pinpoint the type of game that you're interested in playing that day. But as far as joining like a domination game, you could do that, or CTF or whatever. You could still join that on the default servers that come with the game. Those servers wouldn't be gone. They would still be hosted, you know? So you can still level up and play. So 4829, this is the last one right now. The amount of customization you want is ridiculous. It's not going to happen in such an extent, though it'd be very nice. However, if Modern Warfare 3 doesn't have dedicated servers for free with no ads, I probably won't buy it. You're one of the few. There's a lot of people, you know, we might say a lot of people aren't going to buy it, but a lot of people, even if 10,000 people don't buy it, that's nothing. That's a drop in the bucket. And people are still going to buy this regardless. I wouldn't want ads, and I do want dedicated servers. But like I've said, if the ads are what gets them for me, I am fine with it. You're just going to block them out anyways. You're not going to see them. All right, to close this out, I'm going to end with saying, I'm not trying to tell you guys that this is something that's going to be simple or easy for them to do. How often are things that are really worth doing really easy to get done? They're not. It takes time. It takes patience. It takes money, and it takes knowledge. But these are all things that Activision has within its grasp to do. Any game company can literally sit down and make stuff like this happen. the fact of the matter is, we're too forgiving as consumers. We sit here and twiddle our thumbs and say, you know what, we're just gonna play what they give us. I mean, we're just buying the game. They're the ones making it. They're gonna do what they need to do, and we're gonna buy the game, and that's how it is. It's the same with everything else in the world. You know, you just buy what you can, because that's what they've done. We literally just sit there and take what they give us. A lot of the community has some really good ideas about what needs to be done in a video game, but the amount of friggin' fanboys that are out there that just do nothing but put down anyone who has any kind of gripe with the game just completely outweigh the people who actually care enough to make the game better, that we just get overshadowed. Now, we need to stop sitting back and taking what we're given and, you know, make them understand what it is that we want. And this, I think, would be an awesome first step. It's not going to fix all the problems of games. Nothing will ever fix them. Every game is going to have issues. But this is a start. Oh, and rate, comment, and subscribe, and favorite it. Even if this isn't your favorite video ever, if you favorite it, more people will see it. So if you agree, you should favorite it. Peace out.